Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Om Sam Saraswatyai Namaha Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha Om Narayanah Paro Vyaktat Andamavyakta Sambhavam Andasyantastvime Lokaha Saptadvipa Chamedini. Hari Om. A very good evening to the second day of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita through the eyes of Bhagavan Adisankaracharya. As we saw yesterday, Sri Adisankaracharya, he gives us this explanation of the Bhagavad Gita to clarify the real meaning of the Gita, because in many commentaries there is a scope for a lot of confusion in our understanding, and in a very simple manner, in a very short manner, the commentary has been given. And for what purpose? To establish the essence of the Gita, which is Moksha Shastra, with the path to moksha, how to reach the end goal of moksha, or freedom or liberation of mind, and at the same time, the methods to purify the mind, which is the means to the goal. This being said, the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, we read the first verse yesterday, and the first chapter, as was mentioned in the first talk, does not contain any commentary from Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya. So we will look into the meaning of these verses. Dhritarashtra says, in this Dharma Kshetra, or this field of duty where everybody is gathered for war, which is called Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra is also the name of the place, and Kurukshetra also means Kuru, means to do action. The place where people have gathered to perform some action. In this context, it's the action of war. Basically, the work space or the battlefield or the work area for this particular battle. Samaveta, equally, they have aligned themselves. With what purpose? Yuyutsavaha, with the sankalpa that they have to fight, with the determination that they have to fight each other. Who are there? Mamakaha. This reveals that Dhritarashtra, at the core of his feelings, there is selfishness for his family. And so he says, my children, Mamakaha, those belong to me, and Pandavaha Chaiva, those belonging to the Pandavas. Kim Akurvata Sanjaya, what did they do after that, after coming together? O Sanjaya, Sanjaya means the person who has very well conquered his mind, is called Sanjaya. And now Sanjaya replies. Sanjaya is giving a very tongue-in-cheek reply, and he is giving a reply in such a sense that Dhritarashtra feels remorse, because he is giving the picture to Dhritarashtra who cannot see. And Dhritarashtra feels very depressed hearing Sanjaya's report, because Sanjaya is praising the opposition and trying to put the Dhritarashtra's family down, so that Dhritarashtra will understand that the war is not going in their favor, and he may even choose to call off the war. So that is the idea which Sanjaya says. Sanjaya Uvacha Drishtva tu Pandavanekam Vyudham Duryodhanastada Acharyam Raja Vachanam Abravit. Sanjaya says, Drishtva tu Pandava Anikam. The Raja or Duryodhana, he looks at the Pandavas' army in the formation, Pandava Anikam, Vyudham, and the different formation, the eagle formation, the elephant formation, the crane formation. So the different formations of the army, he is looking at that. Vyudham Duryodhana Stada, Duryodhana, he goes to the Acharya. Acharyam Upasamgamya. He goes to Dronacharya. Duryodhana is the king. Raja Duryodhana. At present, he is the king. But at the end of the war, he may not be the king. So he is just giving some, he is trying to please Dhritarashtra by using the word Duryodhana, as if Duryodhana is inspecting the battlefield and he is going to the Acharya. The Acharya is Dronacharya, the teacher of archery for both the Pandavas and the Kauravas. And here, Duryodhana is feeling very nervous because the inputs that he gets, even though the Pandavas' army is much less in number compared to the Narayana Sena or Krishna's army, which is on the side of Duryodhana. We all know that story that before the battle, Krishna, Arjuna and Duryodhana went to Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna was lying down, pretending to lie down actually, to see what, because he knows why they have come. So he is pretending to lie down, and Arjuna is standing at his feet. He is waiting at Krishna's feet for him to open his eyes. Duryodhana very arrogantly waits at Krishna's head, and he waits for Krishna. So the opening batsman, the one who wins a toss, gets a choice to field or bowl. And so, because Arjuna was waiting at Krishna's feet, he has won the toss because when Krishna opened his eyes, he saw first Arjuna. So that is a lesson in humility. Whenever we are humble, we wait at the feet of the person we are serving and not at the head. We always stand a chance to take a choice. The first choice is given to us. So he asked Arjuna, why have you come? Arjuna says, I have come to seek your help for the battle. And he then looks at Duryodhana also. Then why have you come? I too have come to seek your help for the battle. And so Krishna says, I have given, only Arjuna was at my feet when I got up, so I saw him first. So first come, first serve basis. I will ask him what he wants. And so I have my army on one side, Narayana Sena, and myself on the other. I am not going to take up the weapons to fight the war. I will just be a support to the person. I alone will be there, and my army will be there on the other side. So you choose between my army and me. This is a story from the Mahabharata. And Arjuna was given the first choice, and Arjuna very naturally says, Krishna, I want you. And Duryodhana heaved a sigh of relief. Oh my God, this fellow is so stupid. Luckily, he did not ask what I really wanted. And Arjuna asked for Krishna, and Krishna says, yes, I will come on your side. And what is left went to Duryodhana, which is Narayana Sena. Duryodhana was very happy with what he got. And so the whole army is on the side of Duryodhana. The army of Krishna, plus 11 Akshauhinis, whereas the Pandavas had only 7 Akshauhinis. Akshauhinis are the different formation of infantry, cavalry, elephants, and all that. And the total collective of all the Maharathis, the Rathis, the warriors, the charioteers, the people who can fight 10,000 chariots together, all these formations are there. That is only 7 on the side of Pandavas and 11 on the side of the Kauravas. So even with such a big army, Duryodhana feels very nervous and very tense, because when our intentions are not pure, meaning when our intention is not for the welfare of everybody, but the intention is for some personal power and personal aggrandizement, there is always a very high level of insecurity, which is what Duryodhana is representing. And he goes, whenever we have insecurity, we run to somebody who knows better than us, whom we think knows better than us. We try to go and seek their support and their reassurance. He runs to the teacher, Dronacharya. And what does he tell the teacher? When we are not very clear in our mind, when we are not very stable in our thinking, when we don't have the fundamentals right, when we open our mouth, we will make unnecessary statements. We can even make insulting statements. We can even wound other people and spoil the relationships because of that. And that is what Duryodhana does right now, because his state of mind is very depressed, and he is also trying to hide it very hard. He's trying very hard to hide the depression, the nervousness, the feeling of insecurity, the feeling of failure is being hidden. He is trying to gather courage, and he goes to the teacher and says, Pashaitam Panduputrāṇam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupada Tava Shishyena Dhimatam. So he makes a very wounding statement to the teacher. He tells the teacher already knows. The teacher is the one who taught the art of battle. The teacher is the one who taught him to fight. The teacher is the one who taught him about battle formations. And he is telling his own teacher, Pashya Yetam Panduputranam Acharya. O teacher, O my dear teacher, your dear students, who are they? The Pandavas. Because he knows that Dronacharya had a very soft corner for the Pandavas. The problem of Duryodhana is all the people on his side, in their heart of hearts, they are all with the Pandavas. Only in the physical body, they are all fighting with Duryodhana, for Duryodhana. So, very unfortunate situation. Pashya etam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum. See the army of the Pandavas, the sons of Pandu, Mahati, very, very great army. O Acharya, O my teacher, you also see, I am seeing, I am showing it to you, concluding and assuming that the teacher has not seen and the teacher doesn't know. But he is just initiating a conversation for his own self reassurance. Vyudham Drupada Putrena. Drupada is there. The Drupada's son is there on the other side. Drishtadyumna is there. Drupada's son. Look at the army formation on that side. And who is that person? Tava Shishyena. He is making fun of the teacher and he calls them, see, you have trained all these people and they're standing against you. He's trying to incite the teacher. He's trying to make fun of the teacher, make fun of his choice of training the Pandavas and Drupada's son. He's insulting him by pointing out that you have trained all of them and now they're all standing against you in battle. Please see, Pashya. This word Pashya is very important. Even Krishna uses this word Pashya. Even Duryodhana uses this word Pashya. If we want to take stock of a situation, if something is going wrong, the first thing that we do is to see very clearly, to observe. And so he's telling his teacher to observe. And what is he asking the teacher to observe? What is he noticing? And what is he informing the teacher about? Which the teacher also can see, but he is also giving an information. Who are they? Atrishura Maheshwasa Bhimarjuna Samayudhi Yuyudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharatha Dhrishtaketuschekitanaha Kashirajascha Viryavan Purujit Kunti Bhojascha Shaibhyascha Narapungavaha Yudhamanyuscha Vikranta Uttamaujaschcha Viryavan Saubhadro Draupadeyascha Sarva eva Maharathaha. Atra, here, before you are arraigned, Yudhi, in this battlefield, Shuraha, very valiant people. Who are they? Bhima Arjuna Samayudhi. So he is already given away his power to the enemies. He says Bhima is very great, Arjuna is very great, and equivalent to Bhima and Arjuna, these people, there are so many people there on the opposite side. Who are they? Maha Ishuasaha. The people who are very, very great. Um, Ishuasa means the in wielding the bow and arrow. Very great people. Yuyudhanaha, Satyaki or Yuyudhana, Virata Deshas, the king of Virata, then Maharathi, Drupada Desha, the king of Drupada Desha, Drishtaketu, Chekitana, and the very courageous Viryavan, Kashi Raja, the king of Kashi, Purujit, Kunti Bhoja, these are all the different names that he says. Narapungavaha, very, very powerful people, the best among human beings. Shaibya, another name. Vikranta, very powerful. Yudhamanyu, the one whose name is the one who can invoke his anger in the battlefield. Yudhamanyu is another person. He is a very powerful person. Viryavan, Uttama Ojaha, Uttama Ojas, Subhadra's son, Saubhadra, Drupada's sons, Draupadeyaha, Sarva eva Maharathaha. They are all great archers. They are all great warriors who can handle many charioteers in one go. Thousands, 10,000s of charioteers in one go is a Maharathi. Such people they can handle. Then he feels very confused himself. Okay, why am I praising the enemy so much? And I'm informing my teacher. He feels very depressed now. And then he is telling the teacher, in our side also, don't worry. We have, who are all the powerful people, Asma Kantu Vishishtaye, Tan Nibodhadvijottama, Nayaka Mama Sainyasya, Samyartham Tan Bravimite. Asma Kantu, in our side also, Vishishtaye, the great special people in our side, Tan Nibodha, O Dvijottama, O Brahmana, meaning you are not fit to be in the battlefield. Brahmana's role stops with teaching everybody else to fight because he is the one who imparts knowledge. As a community, their job is to teach. Their job is to not fight. Their job is to teach about army, fighting in the army, how to wield the bow and arrow, how to wield all the weapons. Teaching. It's they should not enter into the army and fight. Their job is to teach how to do business. Their job is not to engage in business. So he is making fun of his teacher and calling him Dvijottama. Oh, the best among Brahmanas, you are standing in this army to fight. And who are all know what is there on our side also. We are also equally powerful. Tan Nibodha, I will tell you, as if he doesn't know, Duryodhana is going to tell the teacher, Nayaka mama sainyasya samyartham. For your own information, tan bravimi te. I am going to inform you. I am going to say who are all the leaders on our side. Then he says, Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Kripascha Samitinjayah Ashwathama Vikarnascha Saumadattistataiva cha Anye cha Bahava Shuraha Madarthe Tyakta Jivitaha Nana Shastra Praharanaha Sarve Yuddha Visharadaha. So then, because the teacher is feeling he has insulted the teacher too much and he wants to pacify him, he does not, even though Bhishma is much older and Bhishma is the commander of the army, he is not taking Bhishma's name first. Because he is talking to the Acharya, Dronacharya, he says, Bhavan, you are there on my side. You are there on the side of the army. Then Bhishmacharya is there, my own grandfather, who is a commander of the forces here. Bhishma is there. Karna, my dear friend, is there. Kripacharya, the other teacher, is there on my side. Samitinjayaha, the one who is ever victorious in war. Ashwathama is also there. Ashwathama, Vikarna is there. Then Saumadattihi, Somadatta's son, Bhurishravas, Saumadatti. Anyecha Bahavashuraha. There are many other great warriors. Who are they? Madarthe Tyakta Jivitaha. There are two interpretations to this. The one is, these people have given up their lives for me, or these people are ready to give up their lives also for me and they've come into the battlefield. Coming to the battlefield means your life can go. So there is the future tense, but he is talking as if it is already done in the past. So he is admitting failure even before the war could begin. Madarthe Tyakta Jivitaha. These people have given up their lives for my sake. But they're all great wielders of the bow and arrow and the weapons, Shastra and Astra. Shastra means the weapons that you throw. Astra is the weapons that you throw and you can retrieve back. Nana Shastra Praharanaha. These people can wield different types of weapons. Praharana, they know how to use it. Sarve Yuddha Visharadaha. They're all very well qualified in the art of warfare. They are all very well versed in the art of fighting in the battle. Visharada is very knowledgeable in this area of warfare. And then he goes on, once you make a mistake and you continue to speak, you cannot stop the flow of error. It continues verse after verse. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishmabhirakshitam paryaptam tvidame tesham balam bhimabhirakshitam. Aparyaptam tat asmakam. There are again two meanings given here. The one meaning is trying to support Duryodhana, and the other meaning is containing the inference that Duryodhana is admitting defeat already. Aparyaptam means our side is limitless, is one meaning. The other meaning is aparyaptam, not enough. Our side, tad asmakam, Bhishma abhirakshitam, protected by Bhishma, our side is not enough. Paryaptam tu idam etesham balam bhima abhirakshitam. The power of Bhima. Bhima is the arch enemy of Duryodhana, and he is constantly thinking about the powers of Bhima. And he says their side is being protected by Bhima, and it is very much enough. And the other meaning, if you take it in numerical value, you can say Duryodhana says his side is limitless because they've got 11 Akshauhinis, and their side is limited, Paryaptam. It is within limits because they have only 7 Akshauhinis. But whichever way the interpretation is, it is it is very small. He is trying to console himself in this manner. And now he is giving the command. The command is given by the commander, but here the Raja, he is nervous and he doesn't know what to do, and he just goes on talking. Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avasthita bhishmamevabhirakshantu bhavantas sarva eva hi. Bhavantaha, yourself and everybody else, ayaneshu cha sarveshu, in all parts of the army, yourself too, yatha bhagam avasthitaha, whichever positions you have taken in the battlefield, bhishmameva abhirakshantu, protect Bhishma alone is the command that he is giving. Bhavantaha, yourself too, and everybody else standing in the battlefield, protect Bhishma. Sarva evahi, everybody, may you protect Bhishma and shield him. So it is an uncalled for suggestion, because Bhishma is a great warrior who has got Ichcha Mrityu. Whenever he decides, he can die. He cannot be killed by anybody in the battlefield. So that is the power of Bhishma. But still, since Dharma is not on his side, and he knows that deep within him, he knows that all the people around him are all there for some petty reason or the other, and they are not there for genuine reasons on his side. So his nervousness is coming out, and even though Bhishma is so powerful, Duryodhana says, protect Bhishma, as if he is a small child who has to be protected. Bhishma is the grandfather of Duryodhana, and a very, very great warrior and a very great archer, and he has taken the vow of celibacy, and being a king, it is a very great vow that he has taken. He tells that may everybody protect him from all sides, and he is including Dronacharya also in that, telling him to protect Bhishma. Duryodhana is very nervous, and so he wants to make him happy. He wants to cheer him up. And anyway, he has heard his name also being mentioned. Bhishmameva abhirakshantu. So it is a little insulting for Bhishma also to say that Duryodhana is telling everybody to protect him, as if he needs protection. He is there to give protection to everybody. So then Bhishma blows the bugle. Tasya sanjanayan harsham kuru vruddhah pitamaha simhanadam vinadyochaihi shankam dadmau pratapavan. Tasya sanjanayan harsham. So to create joy in that Duryodhana, who is being debilitated and he is talking utter nonsense, Kuru Vruddhaha Pitamahaha, the senior most member of the Kuru clan and grandfather Bhishmacharya, Simhanadam, he blows his conch called Simhanada, the sound of the lion. Vinadya Uchaihi, he blew that conch very loudly, meaning calling the battlefield to be ready. The first person, the senior most person, blows the conch, and he blows the conch. Shankam Dadmau Pratapavana. This great and valiant Bhishma, he blew the conch, signaling the call for battle. And once Bhishma blew the conch, so in this whole episode, Sanjaya is narrating all this to Dhritarashtra. He does not talk much about what Yudhishthira is blowing or whatever they are, the names of all that. He mentions the name of Bhishma's conch, and then he is going on to mention the names of the conches of the Pandavas, meaning whom you want to give importance in life, you talk about them more, you think about them more, you speak respectfully about them, you encourage, you say encouraging words about them, you praise them. When we do all that, we know that we are giving importance to such and such a person. So he's mentioning all these names. This is sheer politics and a game very well played. Tata shankascha bheryascha panavanaka gomukha sahasaivabhyahanyanta sashabdastu mulo bhavat. Tataha, from then, shankaha, the conches, beri are the drums. Panavanaka Gomukhaha, the cow horns, which produce a great sound of the battlefield. Sahasaiva abhyahanyanta. So these sounds were immediately generated. Sashabdaha tumulaha bhavat. In English, there is a word called tumultus. The Sanskrit word tumulaha is having the same meaning, very interestingly. Tumulaha, a great tumultuous sound was produced when all the other conches and drums and cow horns were all blown after hearing the sound of Bhishma's Simhanada. And then what happens? Here comes Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Boliye Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Tata Shvetair Hayair Yukte Mahati Syandane Sthitau Madhava Pandavaschaiva Divyau Shankau Pradadmatuhu Tataha Shvetaihi. What a beautiful, if you can imagine it being taken on a movie, on a big movie screen, on that Dolby stereo sound effect of all these tumultuous sounds that are raised by the cow horns and the drums and conches which are being blown. There's a tumultuous sound all around, and you can hear the sound of white horses, shvetaihi hayarye yukte, a very big chariot, mahatihi syandane sthitau. Two people were sitting on that big chariot. The whole big screen of that movie theater is occupied not by Sanjaya and Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana and Bhishma. The moment the corn sounds were born, Krishna's chariot is entering into the scene. Syandane sthitau. Madhavaha Pandavaschaiva. Madhava, Shri Krishna, and Pandava, Arjuna. Divyau Shankau Pradadmatuhu. They blew their divine conches. See, the Simhanadam was just a name, but here for these people, their conches were divine. Divyau Shankau. What is divine? Divine is the presence of consciousness. When consciousness is present with us, nobody can be against us. Victory is on our side at all times. And so he is saying, Divyau Shankau Pradadmatuhu. The divine conscious of Bhagavan, Shri Krishna, and Arjuna were blown. It is a very wonderful scene for us to imagine, created by Vedavyasa with such beautiful poetry in the Bhagavad Gita. And what are the names of these conches? These are also quiz questions. In any quiz competition, you may get these questions. But every conch has got some history, and it has got a very respectful place. And we have all these names which are being mentioned. Panchajanyam Hrishikeshaha Devadattam Dhananjayaha Poundram Dadmau Mahashankam Bhimakarma Vrikodaraha Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Nakulassaha Devascha Sughoshamani Pushpakau Kashyascha Parameshwasaha Shikhandi cha Maharatha Drishtadyumno Viratascha Satyakischa Parajitaha Drupado Draupadeyascha Sarvashaf Prithivipate Saubhadrascha Mahabahu Shankhan Dadmuf Prithak Prithak. So 5 conches are mentioned, and the names of all the people who blew conches are also mentioned. Some special names are given. What are they? Panchajanyam, Hrishikesha. Krishna, who's called Hrishikesha here, the one whose senses are under control, the one who has his senses under control. Hrishikesha also means the one who has got Hrishika Isha. Hrishika Isha is the one who has controlled senses. Hrishikesha, the one who has got short hair, like because they're going to the battlefield, all the long hair has been trimmed and he's keeping the hair short. So these two meanings are there for the word Hrishikesha. Panchajanyam, he blew the conch called Panchajanya. Dhananjaya, the one who has gathered the wealth of all the countries and accumulated a lot of wealth, is Arjuna. His other name is Dhananjaya. He blew the conch called Devadatta. Devadatta means gift of the gods. So everywhere the divinity of the Pandavas is being mentioned here. Poundram, Dadmo, Mahashankham, Bhimakarma, Vrikodaraha. So the names are also creating terror. Vrikodara, wolf-bellied, very thin, is not about six-pack abs. The stomach is very flat and thin. Despite how much ever Bhima can eat, the stomach always remains thin. Vrikodara, like a wolf. Bhimakarma, he does very gory actions, which are very fearsome actions. Mahashankham, his conch is very big. And what is its name? Poundram. Poundram is that Mahashankham, the great conch of Bhima. Vrikodaraha. Poundram Dadmau. He blew that conch. Bhimakarma Vrikodaraha. Then Yudhishthiraha. The name Yudhishthira, the eldest Pandava, is a very beautiful name. Yudhishthira comes off as a very soft-spoken person, as a very good-natured person, and all that. But his name is actually a very fearsome name. Yudhi, even Arjuna is not clear in the battlefield, but Yudhishthira has got no doubt. He has come to the battlefield. Yudhi Sthiraha. The one who is steady in the battlefield is Yudhishthira. That's the meaning of his name. And who is he? Kunti Putra. Another adjective given to him is, he is son of Kunti. Kunti is a very proud woman, very daring woman, who has raised these children individually because her husband died and the other wife, Madri, died, and a very sacrificing woman who has raised this great family amidst all the trials and tribulations. And she is one who asks Krishna to give her many problems so that when they have problems, she is able to remember Krishna very well. So to that Kunti Putra, the one who has controlled her senses, to that person's son, this Yudhishthira, he is the Raja, he is the king. The Raja word was used for Duryodhana also. And again, Raja word is being used for Yudhishthira also to indicate that he is going to be the future king. Yudhishthiraha. Ananta Vijayam, the name of his conch mentioned here is Endless Victory. That is the name of Yudhishthira's conch. And then Nakula and Sahadeva also blew their own conches. What are they? Sughosha. Sughosha means well-meaning sound, well-meaning noise, very powerful noise that can disturb everything that is negative in society. Sughosha. Mani Pushpaka. The other conch that Sahadeva blows is Mani Pushpaka, is the bell or the gem. Pushpaka is also the flower, whatever name we may. The name of the conch is Mani Pushpaka. And then the other two shlokas we read here. Kashishcha Parama Ishvasaha, Shikhandi cha Maharataha, Drishtadyumno Parama Ishvasaha of Kashi, Shikhandi, the great Maharatha, Kashi Raja. Then Drishtadyumna, Virata, Satyaki, Aparajitaha, who cannot be conquered at all. Drupada, Draupadeyaha, Drupada and Drupada's children, Draupadeyas, Sarvashaha Prithivipate, all the great kings from all sides, Saubhadra, Subhadra's son, Mahabahuhu, the one who is endowed with great and strong shoulders, Shankhan Dadmuhu Prithak Prithak. This is such an onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is creating sounds which the cobble clattered on the clangy stones. So creating the sound of stones through words. Shankhan Dadmu Prathak Prathak. Again and again, each one blew their conches. So that is the description of the sounds of the battlefield. Like a very good writing will contain information for all the sense organs to digest. Here, Pashya gives information for the sense organs of sight. And then the sense organ of sound is being mentioned here with all the sounds of the conscious. And again, the next verse, Saghosho dhartarashtranam hridayani vyadarayat nabhascha prithivim chaiva tumulo vyanunadayan. So what happened to the feelings of all the people, especially the Dhartarashtras or the sons of Dhritarashtra? Saghoshaha, that great tumultuous sound, Hridayane Vyadarayat, it tore apart the hearts of all the sons of Dhritarashtra, the Dhartarashtras. The sound hit the skies. Nabhascha Prithivim, it pierced the ground. Tumulo Vyanunadayan, this great sound, tumultuous sound, was tearing through the sky and piercing through the ground and shaking the whole earth, as it were, with its noise and with its tremendous vibrations. Basically instilling fear. Even in karate or kung fu, first of all, when you learn these martial arts, the teachers, because the students gain great power when they start using the power of their hands in punching and kicking and blocking and all that, the teachers get a promise saying, you will not use this art for engaging in any fight. So why do we learn karate? It is for self-defense only, not to go and fight or not to participate in any fighting. So what is the instruction given? When you see a fight, run away from the scene. Don't stand there and watch the fight. So that is the first thing. So then what can you do without fighting? You can create noise, and that is how these sounds like kyai, kyai, hus, kyai, all these sounds are coming, which the noise, especially when, suppose in a subway, if somebody is being assaulted, you just want to defend yourself, especially it's a woman in a subway. You want to defend you don't need to do anything. You just give a loud shout, and that shout can create a lot of disturbance in the other person, and they will go running away thinking that there is a lot of power. So the tumultuous sound that's created by these conscious are tearing upon the heart of the Dhartarashtras, the people of Dhritarashtra's children, on Dhritarashtra's child, on Dhritarashtra's children, Duryodhana and the others. So then, here we see Drupado Draupadeyascha, Sarvashaha Prithivipate. These are all the people who blew their conches. And then it tore upon the hearts of all the Dhartarashtras. Atha vyavasthitan drishta Dhartarashtran kapidvajaha pravrutte shastra sampate dhanurudyamya pandava hrishikesham tada vakyam idamaha mahipate. Arjuna uvacha senayorubhayor madhye ratam sthapaya mechyuta. So the scene is opened. Krishna's chariot comes, and like in the television serials which engage in a question mark, so we have seen all this, all the loud sounds and the battlefield set in array. And now entry of Arjuna. Atha vyavasthitan drishtva Dhartarashtran kapidvajaha, the one who has got the monkey on his flag, which means Hanumanji has agreed to bless Arjuna by being on his flag, standing on top of the chariot. Dhartarashtran kapidvajaha vyavasthitan drishtva, having seen all the people of the um, Dhritarashtra's children, Arjuna, the one who wields the army of the flag of the monkey on his chariot, pravrutte shastra sampate dhanuhu udyamya. He lifts his bow and is getting ready for fighting, ready for the battle. Udyamya Pandava. Then what does he say? Maybe a thought crossed his mind. He is getting ready, but he is telling something to Krishna. Hrishikesham tada vakyam idam aha mahipate. This king Arjuna, Mahipate means the lord of the earth, is a king. He is telling Rishikesha, the one who has controlled his senses, the one who is his advisor in this army, who is standing by his side and supporting him. Vakyam idamaha. Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna says, Senayoho Ubhayoho Madhye Ratham Sthapaya Me Achyuta. Oh Achyuta, you are infallible. There is no scope of you falling down in life. You are such a person. You stop the chariot between the two armies. Yeah, then he says, tomorrow we will continue with that, what he says tomorrow. Senayoho Ubhayoho Madhye Ratham Sthapaya Me Achyuta. O Bhagavan Shri Krishna, please stop the chariot between the two armies in the battlefield. What is it that you want to do? What is it that he wants to do? He says, tomorrow we will look into that verse. So please tune in at any time tomorrow. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasyid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Om Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasorma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya, Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Bole Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Har Namah Parvati Pataye. Har Har Mahadeva. Hari Om. Jaya Hari Govinda Jaya Nanda Lala